Hello crafty friends, this is Irene Fierro from Impressive Formations. So today I'm going to be attempting to create a Halloween box. I had already kind of started assembling it, and then my son reminded me I should make a video of this. So I'll explain to you how far I had gotten. But for this project I am using some circle dies. I am using the pumpkin easel card dies. This is the all square compendium dies, and this one it's mainly for just a little tag. And then this one, the booklet album dies. I used this one for a pocket. And then from the purse dies, I use this for my low hinges, and I'm using the handles. Anyway, let me show you what I've done. So like I said, on this project I had already kind of started my cutting. So I put this kind of this pumpkin back a little bit so you can see where it was that I cut. Okay, so for this one, I'm thinking, I don't know if I'll need to cut anything else, but I cut 5 of these shadow dies, right, from the pumpkin. Let me show you. So from the pumpkin dies, there's a shadow die, and then there's the pumpkin face, and then that's the easel part. So you need 5 of these, and then from the foil I cut the pumpkin face. Okay, this is what I call the pumpkin face. That's in foil here. And then I used my circle dies. Did I put them? It's easily how I lose things. Oh, here it is. So from the circle dies, it is 3 1/4 inch circle die. So these are the 2 that I use. So the smaller one of these is 3 1/4. So I cut it there, and so this goes out. And then for 2 of those shadow dies, I line these up, and then I used 3 1/2. This one is 3 1/2 inch circle for this. So that's how I cut these. Put these to the side. And so I wanted the whole of the purse to be smaller than this background, okay? And then, like I said, I used the handles from that purse die. So this is as far as I got, and then I also used the handle for the back. And here is my insert. And I'll probably wind up with just the orange one, but I felt like, you know, for the video you might not be able to see it, so I cut one in yellow too, so you can see, you know, where it goes. So that's, like I said, that's as far as I got. So this is our back, and this is our front. And so let's just continue assembling this piece. So I've also cut, this is 2 1/2, and then I think this is just the width of my 8 1/2 by 11. So this is 11 inches, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember cutting the length. Yeah, it's 11, and it's 2 1/2 inches wide. And I know I've already trimmed it, so it doesn't look like it, but it does go all the way to 2 1/2. And then I scored 1/2 inch on each side. And I was thinking of something else, so forget this middle score line. You don't need that. Anyway, so for the hinges from the purse die, it's these here. So on the ones with a 3 1/2 inch circle cut, I glued the hinges in the back. right there and right there. And then I came around and you fold them in. So we fold them in, and then this is, I'm gonna just cut around the section that sticks out. And then I'm also going to cut just straight ahead this section here. So I've already done that to this. Okay. So my thought was, so the other thing is on one of the shadow dies, right, you put the foil face and glue it to the shadow dies, and then use the 3 1/4 inch circle to cut both the shadow and the face of this, right? Because obviously the foil with all these cuts, it's not very sturdy. So there's the shadow. So I'm going to come around and I'm just going to, and here I hand cut these. I don't know if you have maybe some of the scissors, you know, those pinking shears, or I actually have a die from Sizzix, and I should have gone to look for it. It does little zigzag V cuts and stuff like that. But anyway, so my thought is to put this in and then build our seam, right? So I guess, and then we'll hide the little teeth by mounting it to the back of our little purse. So this is our main thing. Now, before I guess I start gluing things, I'm gonna put, this is one of those Halloween rub-ons, and I like to trim away so I can see how it's gonna look. Now, some of the other dies too that I used is, so she has these this is Anna Griffin's slimline witch dies, right? So I cut the witch out and fuzzy cut her, and then I cut the top part of the house. That's from here. So I'm thinking I'm going to put that here. So, because it's a rub-on, and the rub-ons sometimes, you know, take a little effort, I'm going to go ahead and add that to my back first. And like I say, I trim away so I can really see where I'm planning on putting it. So, so I just want all the bats, and I want the whole rub-on, to come out. So let's put this tree with bats. Let's see, we can start lift it up. No, it's still not stuck. Okay, let's check now. Yeah, it looks like it's staying now, so let's peel it up slowly. The little branches here. All right, so there's our tree. And this house, it would probably been a good idea to just use some black ink and kind of smudge it, but in the interest of time, I'll skip that part. Let me get some mounting foam for that. And I know I have the bigger squares. All right. We will just use these guys. So let's push these down really good. So this one, I guess we don't really need to mount it. It was mainly the the rub-on, because those little rub-ons sometimes you have to work on them. So that's why I wanted that one put in first. But this one, you know, we could have come back and added it later. Okay, so now I'm going to start taping that, and I'm going to use a piece of scrap paper here. And this is going to go from behind, so I'm not sure how much I'll need, so I'll just take the whole thing and then come back and actually I'm gonna just to secure it a little bit more, I'll add some glue. Let's see if that's enough. So I'm gonna start, I guess, right around there. And we're just gonna roll this through. I'm trying to see what is easier, but it goes fairly quick. And I'll probably cut it in one of these. Oops. Let me see. Where's my ruler here? So probably right here in this. Okay. So that's where I decided to cut it, and then I'm just going to burnish this so it's a little bit more secure. Spread the glue, and that should be done. And actually, I should have put, maybe I'll do that still. I should have put my tape here too. It would have been easier. If it was a long strip. Like I said, this is my prototype. Oops. So that'll be ready to go when we're at that point. So now let's mount one of these, and these guys should fit in because we did our cover for it on the outside, right? It's out here. So let's see where that guy is gonna fit. Let me put some tape. And some tape on the other side. And then some glue on our little tabs, on our little hinges. And then I'm going to come in here, let's fold these in so we don't lose the glue. We're going to come in here and kind of line up the little pumpkin stalks up here. And now this guy. And now let's crease that down. Okay, that's not too. We're gonna crease that here. Not crease it, but I'm just using my finger too. So the corner is gonna butt up towards the back, and then we're just gonna pinch it in place. So now we're ready like for what we're gonna add here. And I had cut some from some of Anna Griffin's other guys. I cut, oh my gosh, I cut the fence. I cut a little web. I cut this cat from here, and then I put a piece of foil in the back so you can see his eyes. And then there's a bat here, so I cut a bat. That's from these dies. These are the Halloween embellishment die sets. And then from this die, I just cut this pumpkin here, which is this. And then I just put a piece of scrap black to create that one. What else did I use? Anyway, I think that's it. So I think I'm going to put a fence on this one right around there. So I just need to glue the ends on this one. So we will I'm going to put the bone folder and then just press down with my finger on the last skate. And that should dry nicely. Now we'll add our next pumpkin, our shadow pumpkin. If there's any glue that is outside the little hinge, I just push it towards the rest of the glue. Okay, so this guy, again, we look, let's move the little teeth. Let's push this in. We align it up. To the little, I don't know, these little trunks, the Halloween little trunks. And I'm gonna squish it here. Should be set. And then pinch it here. Okay, so now we have, actually our tape belongs, I should have put the tape on the outside, not on the inside. So I don't know if I can remove it. I don't think there's going to be anything I can get stuck to because there's some separation. Anyways, okay, so like I said, this is was my prototype that I decided to create a video. I think the hand, and I'll put some on the feet. So I'm attaching the witch to this panel here. Let me secure her hand, and I'll secure the feet. Okay. Now we will add the front part. And since I pretty much have no adhesive anymore, and it's on the wrong side anyway, I'm just going to use glue. So I'm just going to dot these guys. And then I was thinking of adding this cobweb here. So I'm going to do that. So that means I'm going to add some glue here in the corner. Spread the glue out. Okay, now we're going to mount this to our dots of glue over here. And line up this trunk, I guess. And then we're going to push this in. And see, this has no tape, so it keeps bouncing out, but so I'm going to put my finger in here and see if I can get these the little peaks. I might have to put some tape, you guys. We shall see. Yeah, let me, I have some thin tape, so let's see, where is the edge? Here it is. All right, this should work much better. Okay, so now, okay, let me line up the trunk. And then we can now mount our pumpkin face to our box. Yeah, that works out much better. Now I'm pushing it from the bottom up, so those little triangles are on good. Oh, my finger's stuck with a witch. Okay, here we go. So there's our little box so far. Now I will I'll mount the cat right here. And then we'll have maybe a bat. Maybe I'll just glue him down. We'll do it like that. I did have a little spider. I should have probably cut this one out in gold or something. And we'll put the spider next to the web over here. What else do I have? I have one of these pumpkins. We'll put one right here. So there's our 3D box. Now we just attach it to the back so that we hide this that is going on here. So for here, I'm also going to attach some tape first. So it'll help. I'm going to sneak my hand in the back panel. I'll take this tape off. And I see my bat fell down already. We'll go back and put him back on. So here I'm just going to add glue. And the same thing here, align the little trunks. Let's make sure that is on well. And I'll go back again and now we'll press these in. I don't know how we got glue outside, but okay. Anyway, there's our purse with a little sentiment there. So I thought that would be cute. Now I also wanted to show you, if you don't want to get this complicated and you want to kind of give a little purse, we'll let that little bat dry off for a second. So I have this other one that's probably a little bit faster. So again, I've cut from the purse dice the same handles. So you need two of those. Here's for our pumpkin. I cut one of those, the faces, right? And then I just fuzzy cut around black so all the black can come in. And these are 2 shadow dies. So let's, and then from the strip like that, you need again, what was it? This is 2.5. Yeah, it's 2.5. And then this is 3.5 and then 2.5. And if you see how I folded these, I have a video when I did the Spellbinders purse. So again, this is 2.5 inches wide. And this guy is 8 inches. Yeah, it should be 8 inches. And then you do the mountain fold here, right? Mountain, valley. So it's valley, mountain, valley. So you do that. At the 2.5 inch mark, I come in and I cut straight and then in an angle, straight angle, straight angle, straight angle. And then I do that little mountain fold. And as you pinch these, I fold. You first fold this down on both sides. And then you pinch this, get the little flaps, and then you kind of push this in. So that's what we are going to do. We're going to now mount our face first to the shadow. And we'll put some glue too. Some of this trash. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to put glue on this fuzzy cut part. And then I am going to mount it to one of the shadows. And then I will go ahead and mount this one now. I'll say right around there. This might need some tape too. This takes longer to dry because it's foil, right? So we will add our little trunk. See if I can sneak one of the little pins. Okay, let's see if that's enough time. So then our back one, what we need to do is also add our little purse handles. And let's just line that up. This one should adhere quicker because it's the black cardstock with orange cardstock. So this one shouldn't give us any problem. This is the one that it should be good. Okay, so now we're gonna add our little purse. Not purse, but we're gonna make this a what is it called? A box, right? So I'm gonna put tape on the outer flaps here. And then I'm also gonna add some glue. I guess I should work on one side first. I don't think I put tape on here. Okay, so I'm push kind of let's fold them in place. And then we'll put them down. Let's see if we can slide this one down a little bit. I guess not, it is on good. So now we'll add some glue here. And then come in, align the little trunks, and this one will just press down. And so this is a treat box that you can, you know, put, oops, it's not dry yet. But this would be a treat box that you can, you know, put some treats in there, some little candy. Anyway, so that is this, you guys. You can do like a scene box or a treat box with, you know, your pumpkin easel dies. So hopefully that will give you some inspiration to do something for your Halloween treats. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'll catch you again next time.